Ever wondered what it's like to work at the second largest bank in Southeast Asia? OCBC employs over 34,000 people and counts Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Greater China as their key markets. In 2023, they pledged $30 million over 3 years to upskill and train their staff, and they haven't looked back since. I find out what they've been up to and why they are choosing to invest heavily in the careers and growth of their staff. This is Career Health at Work, OCBC. So Ivy, tell me a bit more about this location.
Yeah, happy to, Adrian. This 10-story building this lovely space is our dedication to our employees' lifelong learning. It's a symbol of our dedication to our people.
And it looks very well utilized as well.
It is. As you can see, lots of people here having their makan. Recently, we also introduced library nooks, bicycle racks, little features that make our employees feel at home.
So today we have Ivy, who is the Head of Learning and Transformation at OCBC. So Ivy, I understand that OCBC will be investing $30 million in the next 3 years on staff development programs. That's a lot of money. Why?
Yeah, that's a really great question. But before I answer that, I just want to point out that $30 million in the next 3 years is over and above the 50 that we already put into staff development over the last 5 years. Now, collectively that sounds like a lot of money, but I think we all know that in this day and age of macro trends disrupting jobs and the need for us to be extremely future ready, that amount of money may just be sufficient for us to truly upskill and reskill our entire workforce to be future ready.
I also understand that there's a very strong emphasis on skills-first development as well as mobility. Why so?
Skills really is the currency of the future. So what we are really trying to prioritize is skills over traditional credentials like qualifications, length of tenure in any particular role. The idea is that once an individual looks at their skills palette and what they're capable of, we hope that they will be able to discover transferable skills that would lend themselves easily to adjacent roles and therefore support mobility in career.
What about any other initiatives you might be having in the pipeline?
So where are we spending the $30 million,
Yes,
right?
That's the $30 million question.
So a couple of key initiatives come to mind. We've just recently launched an AI career and growth companion called MOBI. We affectionately call MOBI. He's a really cute cartoon character. We also have accompanying MOBI, a very interesting foray into learning in the flow of work that we call gigs. And the final one is something which has been in the HR space for a really long time, and that's coaching. But in the context of OCBC, it is coaching for the purpose of growth and mobility.
So, Ivy, tell me a bit more about gigs.
We've got some really interesting gigs like how to be a card reporter, or something that's a lot more technical, which is about tracking fraudulent fund flows. And so these different kinds of gigs, which are hosted within the business, allows our learners from across different lines of work to participate and understand really what that business is about. They will learn to pick up some skills from that area, they would make new friends, and they also get the opportunity to be talent spotted.
So with so many benefits, how has the response been to the program so far?
Every single one of our gigs has been oversubscribed. So at the moment we have 15. 5 have been completed with 10 more in the pipeline. So in Q1, we will be doing a group launch of gigs. Participants can expect to participate in a gig hosted in a different entity, say Bank of Singapore, or let's say to participate in a gig in Malaysia or China or Indonesia.
To get a better idea of how a gig works, I spoke with Hem Kapoor, who had a stint in investigating anomalous fund flows.
I'm Hem Kapoor. I've been with OCBC for around 10 years now. So I'm part of our IT team. So I work with the OCBC IT side. How did I find about this gig? in OCBC, we have this MOBI app developed by our learning and transformation team. Over there, I noticed, you can say, advertisement or a notification wherein they were talking about some gig which was specific to doing analysis of fund transfer. This generated more interest in me. I also do analysis in my current role. So I thought I'll be able to utilize my current skills in this area as well. Though it will be more bit different from tech point of view to business point of view. So that has given me a bigger horizon.
To find out more about Coaching for Growth, where senior leaders are trained as career coaches, I'm roping in Indira from WSG and getting Aye Wee to share her own experience. We're here today with Indira from WSG, who will be sharing with us some interesting insights into career coaching. But for now, let me ask Aye Wee a question. I understand you've undergone the training for Coaching for Growth. Could you share a bit more with us what it's all about?
Coaching for Growth is a program, and the whole idea is to empower our senior leaders, right, with the skills of coaching. We have successfully completed 3 cohorts of Coaching for Growth. So we have currently close to 60 leaders, and I have to say it required for quite a few of us, myself included, a real mindset shift. So one of the biggest benefits has been the realization among our leaders that conversations that are open-ended, that provoke thinking in, let's say, their team members, are actually in the long run extremely beneficial.
So how has the journey been for you?
Actually, you know what? It's been really, really fulfilling. Especially when I'm having a coaching session with my coachees, right? I really wish that when I was that young, that I would have had a coach to tell me the things that I'm now hoping to impart to my coachee. Very often, I find myself hearing things or seeing things from a very, very different perspective, because some of them are like 2 generations younger than me, right? And it's refreshing. I come away from almost all coaching sessions having learned something new.
On that note, Indira, why are organizations spending more time training their managers in career conversations with their staff?
Adrian, actually, companies are conducting training for line managers to conduct career conversations. Is firstly to increase employee engagement and retention, and also to align their individual goals to the company's objectives. This will eventually create a more supportive culture in the organization. Right? Such investments in these kind of initiatives pays dividends in talent development, performance management, and also succession planning, which are all components in having a more skilled and motivated workforce.
So for organizations who are thinking of rolling out career conversation programs for their managers,
Yes.
what are some of the considerations they need to think about?
Right, so firstly they should focus on having a tailored training content which is aligned to the company's objectives, and also ensure there is ongoing support. Monitoring and promoting diversity and inclusion in these discussions is also very essential.
That's a very good point actually. Aye Wee, what is OCBC's motivation for your Coaching for Growth program?
Remember we spoke about MOBI earlier, which is a AI-powered career growth companion, but it is absolutely essential that we always have the person at the side, right? And that's really what we hope our leaders will become, the guide, the mentor, the coach.
I understand that OCBC has developed MOBI,
Yes.
a very interesting platform for career development. Maybe you could share a bit more with us?
For an organization of our scale, we're talking about 30,000 employees, we really needed some kind of a technology enabler. And so that's MOBI. MOBI is our AI-powered career growth companion. It provides all our employees across the group, okay, with the ability to do 3 key things. It allows them to discover their skills palette. Right. The second thing it allows our employees to do is to indicate potential future career interest areas. Right. The third thing it allows our employees to do is to then say what is the distance between what you currently do and where you hope to be. So some kind of a skills gap analysis. So one of the strongest feedbacks we got from our employees is 83% feel supported by the organization in this endeavor and the pursuit of career longevity.
So tell me a bit more about your company's approach to internal mobility, because it seems to play quite a major role in your human resource strategy for now.
Actually, Adrian, you're in this space and you would know that internal mobility can be challenging for various reasons. MOBI is an OCBC initiative. It is championed by leaders. My team and I, we go to our employees and we rally them and say, please drop your CV, tell us where you're interested to move. So in a very strong way, that normalizes career mobility. It makes a potentially taboo topic. We bring it out into the open and say, we want you to think actively about where your next career move might be. Some people say happy wife, happy life. From an organization's perspective, happy employees is always good for business. Like I said earlier, OCBC is at its heart a people organization. And that's why we spend so much investing in our people. People who feel engaged, people who feel that they can continue to contribute to the future of the organization, regardless of what that future brings. And that sense of being able to be supported, to be agile, right? That can only be good for business.